Next segment is going to be about former Virginia nurse charged with felony child abuse amid probe into NICU baby suffering unexplained fractures. A former nurse who was employed at the Henrico Doctors Hospital in Richmond, Virginia, was charged on Friday with malicious wounding and felony child abuse for allegedly intentionally injuring an infant at the hospital's Neonatal Intensive Care Unit, which is NICU. Erin Elizabeth Ann Strotman of Chesterfield County was charged with one count of felony child neglect, which carries up to 10 years in prison, as well as one count of felony malicious wounding for an injury sustained by an infant, which carries a maximum penalty of 20 years in prison. Now, according to Henrico Commonwealth attorney Shannon Taylor, whose office is prosecuting this case.
Now, sorry to cut you off, sir. There's also, I believe, 9 or 10 other families that just don't want to come forward. They don't want to be a part of it right now, but they would have had more accounts on her.
Really?
Yeah, but the other families were just like, nah, it's all right. You know what I'm saying? Because they're all black families, majority of them all. So, I mean, if anything, they're just going to figure out which jail she's going to because, it ain't a safe place for you, no way.
They're saying basically like the charges are connected to an incident that allegedly occurred on November 10th, 2024. Okay. And they said thus far, we have 4 babies identified from 2023 and 3 babies identified from 2024. You know what I mean? So, and plus the babies, the people who you're talking about who don't want to come forward. I mean, if these allegations are also correct about this woman, which I don't doubt, but they're allegations at this point, you know what I mean, that haven't been presented just yet. But I definitely,
if you've been arrested for it like that, the hospital knows. They know you're the only person that had access to that child.
And they got cameras on all this. Yeah. They know exactly who was where at what times. You have to check in and check out. I mean, we got some video on this. You know, I mean, if we have a chance to end up showing, I sent you some. But it's definitely it's crazy because I watched his father break down in tears about his child. I mean, he had twins. You know what I mean? And one of the twins sustained like a broken
foot.
Yeah, it was crazy, like ankle foot, something like that. And it was just like he was like the first thing they felt was pain. You know what I mean? Like, and it's crazy, man, to really think about that.
And these are preemie babies. They're not 10, 9, 10. No, these babies were born premature.
And these are black babies too on top of that. Not to say that this makes them any better or worse, but to me, that's a crime. That's a hate crime, period. You're only doing it to black babies. You know what I mean? Where are you from? What's going on with you?
Think about it. When you sign up, nowadays it's a lot for profit, but mostly when you sign up to work in the medical field, it's because you want to help people. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what you want to do.
This lady's evil, man.
She's a monster.
Pure evil. She's right there. That you could even break a baby's bones, man.
She should die for her crimes.
I mean, honestly, that's something and I'm not even like go overboard about the death penalty and stuff like that, or even try to push things that are not death penalty things into being that. But this right here, man, like something is definitely wrong with you. You need to go. Period.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to me, man. You look at a little innocent baby child that's already premature, and you're like, you know what?
I couldn't imagine, man.
Break their bones?
I just couldn't imagine.
Like I'm saying that.
That's crazy.
And I say this all the time, and I don't care if people get offended or how they feel about it. If you walk up to someone and you see them, and if I'm saying somewhere and somebody starts attacking me, they don't know me. They just start saying something to me because I'm black, and they don't like me because I'm black, and that's the only thing. I'm like, that person in my book has to die because those people shouldn't be walking the earth. No way. Because if you're looking at somebody just because of their color, you hate them. I don't want you around. You shouldn't even be on this earth with me.
I understand where you're coming from, but I was gonna say I don't agree
care.
with people.
You know what? And I don't care. That's how I'm gonna carry myself when it happens.
Just because I'm not laughing like that.
No, it's real talk.
Funny, but
make light of it. I don't care.
I'm not making.
I know you're not, but I'm just saying that's real. That's real talk, though. Everybody should carry themselves like that. If you don't like me because I'm black, just because I'm black, you don't even know my character or none of that stuff. You don't know I just bought 50 boxes of Girl Scout cookies to help this troop out because they couldn't do. And you hate me because I think you got to die because you hating me. Your hate towards me can stretch far from spite, smirks to violence.
Let me say this. So, I'm not disagreeing with their hate could stretch part, but the rest of it, I'm not going to, because people, man, people hate all kinds of stuff. You know what I mean? It's just part of life, man. But as long as they keep that hate personalized to themselves, or even if they bring it to you and they don't bring it to you in a violent manner, other than that, man, people, that's their hang up in life. In my personal opinion, it's your hang up in life. Do I like it? Or am I okay with it? Nah. But that's just life. I mean, people are there's always going to be hate. Me personally, I don't think that should warrant death. But what I do think that what she did in particular I mean, just babies in general. It could just be any baby. I wouldn't care if it was all another race of babies. It don't matter to me. You're hurting children. It doesn't make sense to me. I just can't even believe a person would do that. But at the bigger point of this is that the hospital let her go for a year. In 2023, they knew about these cases. They had a suspicion, I guess they would call it. But how do you just have a suspicion? You know what's going on. There's no way you don't know that. It's not like this is a normal thing. Like babies are ending up in the preemie unit or the neonatal unit or prenatal, whatever, with broken bones all the time. So like, it may have not been her. So you know this is going on. So you put her on leave for a year, I believe it was, something along those lines. And then on top of that, you bring her back, and then it happens some more. Did you bring her back to see if it was true or correct? Is that why you brought her back? It's just weird to me. You feel what I'm saying? Like, It's like you're almost bringing her back to test out your theory so you have someone to blame.
No, they knew what she was doing.
So you have someone to blame. Gave an
excuse, and they probably felt bad for her because she said something happened to her in her past with a black person, so now all black people are bad. That's exactly what happened.
And they knew it was black babies, man. Like, y'all,
so they were like, they gave her a pass. Just like, at my kid's school or whatever, right? Another kid, like, if my kid does something to a child, they'll call the police on him instantly. Boom. Put a case on them. They do it to all the black kids. But if a white kid does something to like calls another kid the N-word, they don't call the police on them. They barely do anything. Like you have to say something for them to do it because they don't care. Because to them, all that stuff doesn't affect them. It's not their babies that are getting their bones broken. Yep. It's black babies. Yep, but the hospital should be sued too because they're definitely suing the hospital. Let her go and then brought her back. They're definitely suing the hospital. I mean, if you let her go and you didn't notify the people who this happened to when they identified the first cases, because that's already a lawsuit. Nah, you identified thus far. They're saying thus far, but 3 babies from then. They knew. So when you let her go, you knew. Did you tell the people that you knew this was going on? No, they didn't.
You didn't say nothing.
Who's her supervisor? Who's the person who filed the paperwork? Who okayed her to come back? Those people need to be got too.
Yeah, I mean the whole system.
Nah, I'm not talking about
the whole system within that hospital.
We're in a time now. We have the political party that's coming in is a new political party. These are not Republicans. This is the MAGA party. Mm-hmm. All right. When something happens to you, you better get down and show what you're about to do about it, or you're going to keep getting punked out. And we're about to see that right now. And so black folks, that's what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? You touch the nurse in jail. You get the person that signed off her coming back. You get the person that fired her because she ain't tell on nobody. And you get the person that filed the paperwork. All of them. Or you get their families. Get back.
I'm not promoting.
I don't promote violence either, bro. But in this instance, what's gonna happen? They got her for one count.
I'm not saying that these are children. She shouldn't have. These are babies. She's gonna have to have a conversation with somebody when she hit the yard. Anyway, we can understand. That's already gonna be. She's gonna be she got a face card. I mean, pretty much they know who she is. They know her name. They're gonna know when she hits the yard. But other than that kind of other stuff, man, things happen. You know what I mean? And hopefully these families get millions.
Hope you get your revenge.
Millions and millions and millions. I'm like this. Take your millions and put them into you and your family and build wealth for more people in our community.
Go find out what jail she's in and get her to shank it.
But let me say